An example of how a very ancient folkway can be incorporated into our culture without us even realizing it, and is provided.
Wait, gotta restart. There we go.
An example of how a very ancient folkway can be incorporated into our culture without us even realizing it.
Technical difficulties.
It's not on.
What?
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, because that's a new thing. You might have to switch it out of that one. Sorry, everybody. This fucking could be watching at this point. Technical
Fuck, that's like
difficulties.
in there like a motherfucker. Okay.
How's that one sound?
Oh, I just can't plug it in all the way.
Huh?
Leave it out a little
Sound
bit.
good?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Sure.
get going.
There
All
we
right,
go.
here we go. Once again, everything's on. Everything's recording. Let me get my sound shit ready. And then we can resume. Let's fucking do it. Ready?
An example of how a very ancient folkway can be incorporated into our culture without us even realizing it, and is provided by discussing Amanita muscaria. If you go to the Encyclopedia Britannica and you look up Santa Claus, they'll tell you that it has to do with St. Nicholas, and it got started in the 11th century, and but when you look at the Santa Claus story, it's a perfect mythologium to analyze from this point of view, because look what's going on with Santa Claus. First of all, Santa Claus's colors are red and white, the colors of the Amanita muscaria, for sure. Santa Claus lives at the North Pole. What does this mean? It means that Santa Claus lives at the Axis Mundi, where Yggdrasil, the magic world ash of Welsh mythology, has taken root. Santa Claus flies. This is what shamans do. Santa Claus is the master of the reindeer, the animal most associated with the Amanita muscaria. Santa Claus is aided in his work by troops of elves. And what is the work of Santa Claus? To build toys for children. Remember the DMT things saying, look at this, look at this. Well, those were off-duty elves, clearly. So here are all the motifs. And I believe that for children in our culture, that all the Christer stuff is not what Christmas is about. Christmas is about standing in front of the tree on Christmas morning with the gifts arrayed and the twinkling lights on. Well, that tree is the tree that the Amanita muscaria forms its symbiotic relationship to. It's always spruce or pine that it has a mycorrhizal relationship to. So the number of motifs relating Santa Claus to a cult of Amanita muscaria, there's almost nothing but relational motifs there. And yet if you suggest this to people, they just back away in horror, you know.
Oh, I hear a bunch of terrible Christmas jokes.
Rattle them off, son.
Man, these are so bad, man. How does a snow globe feel this year?
How?
It's a little shook.
I actually like that one.
What is Santa's favorite kind of candy? Jolly Ranchers.
That one's actually pretty good. Come on. I like that one.
What is Santa's reindeer? What? Which of Santa's reindeer needs to mind his manners the most? Rudolph. He's rude.
No.
You don't like that one?
No.
What do baby elves learn in kindergarten at the North Pole?
What?
The alphabet. Yeah, see?
Keep going.
All right, last one. What music does Santa's elves like best?
What?
Rap music. Because they're rapping.
Let's go. Welcome,
Told you they're bad.
everybody. It's Christmas time. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I am Tomcat, a.k.a. Tom Thompson, the Raptilian. And who am I joined by?
Someone is drinking water and rum. There's like no eggnog in this.
You got to shake it up, bro.
I can't. It's an open.
There you go. I'll give you more later. All right. Is that sad? Because you're leaving.
Shut up.
I'm kidding. Sorry. He'll still be on the show that everybody knows by now, but Billy is here in the house, and it is Christmas time. Very Christmas festive. Like takes over the whole camera.
It's kind of nice, actually. That could be a Christmas card.
100%.
I'd do it. We have one of those.
I know, 100%.
I forgot about that.
This one's fun. Looks like balls are just hanging down. So everybody that's listening, obviously I always shout this out, that if you want, like, I feel like, you know, if you're listening, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about that is definitely interesting. And, you know, if you're driving in your car, don't drink eggnog and drive. But, you know, we always tell people to definitely check out, watch it on Rumble and YouTube, and support the show that way, because a lot of our content is visual. So make sure to actually watch the special on you know.
Shouldn't you have a mustache over the... Why aren't you wearing that right?
On, you know, so
go.
do that, you know. And all the people, like, you know, put this on Christmas Eve or Christmas with your family around. Just cast it to the TV, and I'm sure they'll really enjoy it.
I'm sure Grandma will love us.
So I actually advocate people to do that. So welcome, everybody. I have some fun ones.
My Billy, sweet.
We all know that one.
That's Billy.
We all know that one. All right, we got some fun ones. Gremlins. Gremlins.
Does Gremlins actually call him Billy?
Yeah. Well, the guy's name is Billy in the movie.
Billy.
That one's. Yeah. This one's fine. Wait, I gotta save that one. I couldn't say that one.
Be a drunk fuck.
Yes.
So Billy is a nuisance.
Billy isn't. No. You'll see. I had to get this one off my TV. So Chelsea, even my wife, was like, "That's a perfect one."
Fuck Billy, that son of a bitch.
It's from the that new show, Twisted Metal.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, perfect. This one is very funny. I'm sure everyone will enjoy this one.
Billy is not a real transsexual, but he thinks he is. He tries to be. He's tried to be a lot of things, I expect.
Is that what
He's trying to be a lot of things.
I expect? So this is going to be a lot of fun, everybody. I hope everyone is enjoying the festivities in the Christmas time.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
We have eggnog going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Aaron
rum
would have
water.
joined us, but fuck that guy. So
Oh, fuck that guy.
we're talking about Christmas, everybody. I hope you get your eggnog filled up. I hope you're having a drink, smoking some green tree. You know, you feel me?
I love when you try to get a rise out of me and you'll
yeah.
say something and you'll...
You see?
Hey,
yeah,
do you like it?
I took mushrooms
Yeah?
earlier, just so everyone's aware that I'm pretty much back down to earth. But I did
that's
take
good.
1.5 grams because considering the special that we're doing, it is no secret that our Christmas traditions are steeped in folklore and religious and spiritual rituals. But there's something else, something far more fun and interesting, responsible for the Christmas customs we enjoy. There is a theory about psychedelics and Christmas. And scholars, specifically magic mushrooms that are behind the Christmas and the traditions established long time ago. Scholars and academics alike were the first ones to note that the similarities between magic mushrooms and Christmas traditions, illustrating a link that is perhaps not a coincidental at all. It's not coincidental, no. But the proof that some of our most beloved holiday conventions are directly tied to psychedelics. To some, the idea of this, might be scarier than Krampus, but to others, it might bring a little Christmas joy into your life.
Mushrooms are healthy once you get used to the madness and paranoia.
Right? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know what you mean by they're connected.
Well,
Like,
we're gonna talk about all of it.
Well,
We're gonna
then-
talk about the whole connection.
Well, then start. I want to learn.
Let's talk about the many ways that the modern Christmases look eerily similar to the world of magic shrooms. Are we living in the festive bliss imagined centuries ago during a mushroom trip? Just maybe.
You got beatboxing for magic mushrooms?
Yes. So this is gonna be.
You
a
just
lot of
know that's a guy standing outside of a gas station, like, wow.
I know. So yeah, is magic mushrooms, is it connected to Christmas?
Santa's high all the time.
Yeah. Or is Santa Claus the magic mushroom that everyone thinks of? Animascaria. This is going to be a fun one. Look at this. I like this one. He's like, oh,
That's a good mushroom.
I'm going to get high tonight.
But
But
if
if
the size of that fucker.
You would be dead. Well, your body would. You'd be throwing up. But
How
think
many
about
grams you think that is?
Do you, oh, that? Oh, man. If it was the size of you, you would probably eat a bite and be like high as shit.
He's got to finish it, though. He's
You've
Santa
seen
Claus.
all these Christmas cards, have you not? With mushrooms connected to it. Come on, everyone. No one's seen this stuff. I definitely have. It's around. It's out there, man. Look at that. That's fun.
What's the one on the left? What's he doing?
He's making out with her.
Oh, on the left.
It's a woman, and she's putting the mushroom on a door handle.
Oh, she's hanging.
Look at the mushroom's got a little mushroom dick. He's trying to lift it with the ladder.
It's the ladder's being held by it.
So fucking weird. So this is going to be a lot of fun, very interesting, based on the Christmas traditions connected to Animascaria. So let's get into it. I can't fucking do this beard all fucking night.
Not a fan.
It's just like hurting my ears. Now I look like some fucking weirdo.
You look like you should have been in Nirvana.
Here, you put it on.
I don't want to.
You got it. No, it's too late. I got the wig. You get the beard.
Oh, it's itchy as hell.
I know. That's why I was like, I can't do this, man. This Krampus sweater I'm wearing is already itchy enough. So no. If you're watching on Rumble, what's going on, everybody out there? Subscribe and support. I would really appreciate it. We're growing all the time, so let's.
Massive.
I know.
How big's your face supposed to be?
There you go. Skinny Santa Claus. So, to the jolly old Santa Claus, embraced by our culture, is inspired largely by a poem, "A Visit from Saint Nicholas," aka "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," written in 1823 by Clement Clark Moore. This popular image of Santa Claus may be well known, the inspiration to be actually inspired by shamans, particularly Siberian shamans who wore outfits eerily similar to Santa Claus' red and white fur-trimmed suit.
Were they also doing mushrooms?
Yes.
Ooh.
We'll get into it. Look at that.
Everyone's doing mushrooms.
Yeah. Our whole the religion,
I'm not doing this.
all of the religious stuff might be based on mushrooms, to be honest, which is kind of crazy. And they symbolize it in all their fun outfits. And people do not even realize it. I can't talk right now. Animaria Mascaria.
Mm-hmm.
Get into it, man. What am I doing?
Figure it out.
It's the holy mushroom. But according to the anthropologist John Rush, up until a few hundred years ago, these practices, shamans would collect animated. Why can't I speak right now? Animaria Mascaria, the holy mushroom. I was saying it like nothing earlier, but then the mushrooms leaked into my brain, and then it's too late now.
There you go.
So they dry them, and they would give them as gifts on the winter solstice. This might explain why Santa Claus slides with his ample tushy down the chimneys instead of coming through the front door. So Siberian winters were brutal, and snow removal was often impossible. Like you couldn't remove any of the snow. You're snowed in.
Yeah.
So the chimney was the only access that they had for the entrance that may have been made feasible for these Santa shamans. So, and as we go through this, it's pretty interesting because the Animator Mascaria, I was saying this like earlier, and I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Amanita Mascaria, there we go. Amanita Mascaria. Say it 5 times fast, everybody. But like the connections and how, and I've seen these where these cards from back in the day, with mushrooms on it. Look at that. He's like, he's carrying a little mushroom. And these
I love
are
it. They always got a smirk. They're like, look at the one I
know.
got.
I
like mine.
It kind of connects to like Terrence McKenna, and who knows if probably most likely he was working with the CIA, because the CIA has obviously done very many different experiments using psychedelics and what it could do to people and how you could influence people. And all
Sure,
that
more
stuff.
than just the CIA.
Yeah.
They have done that.
Yeah, there's tons of people that have, but the CIA specifically.
Bob down the street, he's probably got a whole fuckload of shit going on in his basement.
yeah, make it mad.
Like, you, come here. I want to see how much I can feed you before you die.
Yeah, really. No, it's,
Patience freaking the fuck out. Noted.
so there's all these connections, right? The idea of the tree of knowledge with Adam and Eve could very well have been a mushroom that gave them the clarity to understand what was good and what was evil.
It definitely wasn't weed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
No, the burning bush, it could be connected to marijuana. They claim.
Yeah,
Because
like,
it's symbolism.
to say marijuana is going to give you anything though, like of clarity. Like
Yeah.
nobody's ever smoked weed and like, oh, I guess you think you have a good thought.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever smoked weed. Okay, prove me wrong. I'm sure
People would
people
prove you
have.
wrong.
I'm sure people have, but very, very few
Just 'cause you
ideas
don't
that come.
smoke it.
Even when I did, all the ideas I came up with high, and then you come down, you're like, that is a brutally bad idea. Like, I was about to sink money into this.
Yeah, no, like, I get the idea of like it makes you think about things slightly different. Maybe more calming if you had anger issues or something along those lines, right? There is definitely benefits of marijuana, but maybe not the stuff the government is putting out and spraying God knows what on it. And they're like, now it's been cross-trained so many times, you don't even know what you're getting. But if you look at these old traditions and the connections even to religion and magic mushrooms, I'm sure like Christians and religious people in general probably wouldn't like that, but if you actually study and you read books, which I'd like to actually read the entire book, is The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, which is the idea that magic mushrooms pretty much created Christianity. And
That's an idea.
yeah, I know. It's pretty interesting. But Terence McKenna kind of pushed this idea, and so did many other scholars and stuff like that, or people of different thought processes. But if you actually study and look into it, it's pretty interesting. Because if you look at the older Christmas art created prior to the mid 20th century, you will find common themes among the artists rendering a Christmas scenes and figures. The magic mushroom. In some images, the mushrooms are like small little details. In others, the mushrooms are the focal point, featuring cubicle-cheeked kids or elves excited for Christmas, sitting on top of a giant mushroom. See what else I have. I feel like
I'm sure you got one of those.
yes, but you see,
Go back.
you're like,
Guys, he's like, I'm
look what I got.
I'm not even eating this. You're about to get your ass beat with this, Jimmy.
yeah, it's so funny. There's I like this. There's Terence McKenna with his mushrooms. He didn't actually. He wasn't bearded like that. For people that don't know. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. There's a lot of big connections. Like, look at him.
There's no mushrooms in that.
Mushroom. Look at them. They're getting a little drunk too.
Can you say that?
Dude, I can't. Can you try? Duad.
This is why am I Swedish, right?
Yeah, something like that.
This looks
Yeah,
kind of like Swedish.
Because we're Siberian.
Doigt de la mise, maybe French.
No,
Is that a T?
it's an L.
Twanga,
Oh, yeah.
longa, gada.
There's like
Dontres lemes longa gada.
other whatever.
Sure,
I
close enough.
if you can speak a bunch of different languages, that's cool. Like I wish I could. I hated French, but it's kind of interesting because like if you look at like German words, man, it's like a paragraph.
For
I'm
one
like,
word.
holy shit, what is that? Like I work on one machine and it's from like a Germany or something like that. And I was like just reading it. It's a saw, but I was like reading the side of what it said, and I was like, I don't know how to say that. It is like, it's like I'm telling you, like a paragraph of a word. Austria stops. It's just like
It means saw cutter.
Yes. So the Mascaria or fly argot, the fly, argot is the mushroom commonly known as the magic mushroom, but in Victorian times, the particular type of fungus was a symbol for, wait for it, chimney sweeps. Mushrooms, chimneys, Santa Claus, it's all making sense now.
The mushroom
Yeah.
symbolize the chimney sweep?
I guess so.
How?
I don't fucking know. It's how they threw it together. It's like it was a symbol for it. The fly argotic or argic.
This seems like one of those flat Earth arguments right now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Elon Musk tried to prove it with that rocket that seemed to have blown up and hit the firmament. I don't know. I'm starting to look through. We're going to do an episode at some point about the black sun and how the idea of this is that there's like there's hollow Earth, the firmament, the dome that goes over the Earth. And I don't know because I don't know what to believe in. Because I'd like to believe in space because it's this fantastical thing of like look at all the planets and all the things that are out there. But when we get into the black sun, it will be kind of interesting because the idea is like the Earth is like picture like a CD, right? And then we have like our land on top, and then there's the sun and the moon, and then underneath it flips. That's where the hollow Earth is, supposedly, is that there's other land, and you can go through tunnels to achieve going to these places. And then there's the black sun that connects it's fascinating.
If you're a good boy, are you allowed to go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have
I'm
a
a good
tiny
boy.
little mustache, maybe.
I can do that.
So the theory suggests that reindeer are able to fly because they've ingested psychedelic mushrooms. In Siberia, there is evidence that shamans and reindeer would both eat mushrooms, which of course leads to the logical conclusion that there was a lot of tripping going on the way in the frozen north. They're all tripping along, and
they have to. They'd be like, it's fucking cold out here, man. There's nothing to do.
There's
no
nothing to
bars
do.
are open.
No. And this is way back in the
Food's
day.
expensive.
So they would watch the reindeer eat muscaria, and they would start tripping balls. And then it's the same way of like I'm sure,
Aren't animals smarter than that though?
No, listen to this. Deer will like knock people if you eat muscaria and then you're out in the wilderness or whatever. And you start peeing, the deer will like knock you out of the way to like either get to the mushroom or get to your pee. And we're gonna talk about the pee stuff in a little bit.
Why do they want the mushroom so bad?
Because it makes them trip out and makes them feel good.
They like it?
Yeah,
Like it's like a high?
They like it, yeah.
Oh, shit.
So biology professor Donald Piltzer told NPR, the idea is that the reindeer goes berserk when they're eating muscaria. Reindeers flying? Are they flying? Or are your senses telling you that they're flying because you're hallucinating?
I like to believe they're flying. I think they could be.
I gotta tell you, Santa, there's something here that doesn't seem quite kosher.
That's where my skepticism ends.
Yeah.
I do believe in flying deer, but nothing else.
Excuse me, I may be wrong, but you are not the real Santa Claus.
So
Small
there's
stuff.
also proof that magic mushrooms can stimulate the nervous system to the extent that one feels temporarily Herculean in strength, like you become Hercules, which who knows? I know it goes through your nervous system. I can feel it right now. And it's a weird feeling. If you're on a high dose of mushrooms, your teeth feel fucking weird because it's going through like all of your nervous system throughout your whole body and stuff like that. And it's kind of interesting. So they're saying that like, it would apply to animals too. Maybe reindeer have ingesting mushrooms weren't flying at all, but jumping and bounding and prancing, a surge of reindeer power.
Yeah, maybe they're just like really, really far prances.
Well, yeah, and this idea that like, I don't know, that if you were taking muscaria and you were hallucinating, and then you're seeing the deer also hallucinate, and then they're like jumping all around and all that shit, you would probably think that, oh, that's for later.
What the hell is that?
That's funny, eh? But there's like that one. How about that one? Pretty creepy, right?
No, he just looks concerned.
Oh,
That one's weird.
frightening, eh?
Is that like furries of the north?
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
that's
their
for
culture?
later. We're gonna show a couple of fun cards and images for the end of the show.
Did you get that from your weekend trip?
Yeah, 100%.
That's where you went?
Look, they're having fun. This guy's like, he's like, are you gonna come down here and suck it, or am I just waiting here for nothing?
Yeah, he looks. Yeah, why is his leg so defined?
Yeah, I know.
They really made that like they balls up. Be like, but he's got leg muscle. Like he's hauling all day.
So weird. Yeah, there's many weird cards with like mushrooms all around it and stuff. So who knows? Who knows? So the colors of the magic mushroom of the muscaria are prominently red and white, just like the suit worn by our favorite Christmas folk hero, Santa Claus. And what do we know about from our earlier or our prior episodes? What do we know about Saint Nicholas?
He's actually the bad guy.
Maybe. Yeah, we did do Krampus last year. If anyone
That was
hasn't
my
watched
favorite
that
one.
special,
I like that one.
go check it out. It is a lot of fun. You can go watch it. I might throw some clips out there so kind of bring it back. See, that's fun. They're just like
They're using it for shelter.
yeah, isn't that nice?
That's
And
nice.
and Karis McKinnon always talks about the machine elves, which people think is like. We'll get into it at some point, but it's like kind of
Machine.
It's kind of scary. Like they're like they're in the background. We don't notice they're in a different kind of reality, but they're orchestrating things in our reality that we don't notice, and they're keeping like essentially the simulation going. Is the idea? I think is that they're like keeping the simulation of the world that we live in and how everything. We feel like it's real, but it's really not. And these like little creatures are manipulating the reality to make sure that it functions properly and stuff. Like Alex Jones shits on Terrence McKenna because there was a tape of him that came out that I think that he was talking about the CIA. I should have brought it up, but how he was a part of it and that they were using Terrence McKinnon to kind of influence a culture to an extent or people, and it's fascinating. Like I'll do some more research into that. Like Terrence McKinnon is interesting, but like I'm more of like I like Alan Watts, people like that. Terrence McKinnon, I've listened to some of his stuff, and he's got a weird voice. If you've noticed at the beginning of the episode, he's like, "No, the mushroom is like a symbolism." And he's like,
Anytime you have a voice like that too, it's either really love it or really hate it.
I know.
There's gonna be so many people out there that be like, it's so unique and fucking turns me on.
So the similarities don't stop there, though. Santa is usually depicted in carrying a large white sack full of toys. It's his ball sack.
That's disgusting.
Oh, no, it's also crazy.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Don't say that. Literally flinging his sack over
he's
his fucking shoulder.
That's what he's doing. He's just giving out his own cum. You know what the craziest shit is?
What you just said.
I know it's even crazier. Okay, so there are some scholars that have traced the word Jesus, which I always joke that his probably name is Yahashua or whatever, right? But like they traced the word Jesus and where they kind of why we use it, and somebody traced it back to the Sumerian text and stuff like that, and they translated what the word meant, and it means a mushroom covered in God's semen. Is what supposed to be Jesus is translated to. Is that wild? I heard Joe Rogan talking about it. I was like, whoa, that's fucking wild. And that's in the Sumerian
that's
text.
Insane. Now how far could you go just saying something like that? Because who's fact checking that?
I know.
Nobody can fucking go back.
Scholars that they're bringing up, like Joe Rogan loves this stuff. Is why like I'm not like a Joe Rogan cuck. Like I don't listen to his show all the time.
I was just talking about this the other day. That's funny.
I don't consistently keep up with the show at all. But I do like his fascination with mushrooms. I like that he's had Paul Stamets on, stuff like that. I love mushrooms. Obviously, I take mushroom supplements. I take hallucinogenic mushrooms. I have I need to start eating up the ones I have because I can't buy anymore. I still have like 3 different strains that I have to get to 4 actually. I was like, I gotta start eating them again because it's been a while. So then I was like, let's just do it tonight.
I last ate you.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I was high as shit. You know, and I feel like I'm smarter every time I take mushrooms.
I am the smartest man alive!
That's fucking dangerous.
So mushrooms grow from white sacks. When they gather, they're usually put into white mushrooms or the fungus, so the spores, obviously. This is pretty. Where's that one image? Like they're like a weird mushrooms. All look kind of trippy. Like there's some weird looking mushrooms out there, but the Amascaria is they're just like and they grow like near like pine trees and Terrence McKenna brings up pine trees and that other tree that's connected to this. We use evergreens. I feel like that's become more modernized.
Pine and spruce.
Yeah, spruce. Yeah. I feel like it's more. I guess it is still spruce trees, is it not? We still use spruce trees for.
We use evergreens.
Yeah, do we? I'm pretty sure some people use spruce though.
I'm sure there's.
What do you favor? Do you like spruce? Or do you like evergreen?
Like when I was a kid, my mom brought a real fucking pine tree in the house.
We did that 2 or 3 times. And we chopped down the tree. It was a kind of fun place you go to, right? You bring the axe, and it's kind of like a fun time, right? Like I would like to do that, but it's a lot of upkeep. And then if you have like animals and stuff,
yeah, because the spruce tree is like really close to the pine, right? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty similar. It
Oh,
does.
it is, yeah.
It's like what you see outside.
Okay, yeah.
Like
So,
super prickly.
yeah. It's funny because did you ever do that when you were a kid? Like, did you guys go knock down some trees?
Did 1 year.
Yeah. I feel like we did 2 or 3 times. There was a place that was close to us where you go and it's this big lot and you could kind of like go into the forest and pick out the tree that you wanted and you give you an axe. It was kind of like a fun experience, right? Like, I think it's kind of cool, but you get the, like, there's pine needles everywhere in your house. And if you have animals, they're going to probably piss on the tree, you know?
People are going to get mad at me, but I'm looking at pictures of spruce trees and evergreens. And honestly, I barely see a difference. They're like the same fucking tree.
They probably are.
Like I get like some look different.
Yeah.
It's
so
pretty
strange.
fucking close.
See, pretty weird, eh?
Hmm.
Kind of weird, let me say. So, and obviously the fungi flourish in moist and dark places. The environment under
basements.
generous shade of a pine tree provides optimal conditions for mushrooms to grow. So perhaps there is no coincidence that the first place, you know, that we run to on Christmas morning is to a pine tree in the living room.
No mushrooms to be seen.
Yeah. And
they traded that with alcohol. Uncle Billy gets drunk every Christmas.
yeah, it's very because you're like do you guys do like the champagne and orange juice or anything like that?
Buddy, I usually have like my literal tradition, and this
Yeah.
is not a brag. It turned into something like horrendously bad.
Okay.
I'll wake up with the kids around like 6:37 ish.
Yeah.
I'll have a 2-6 of Bailey done by noon.
No way.
Like
really?
every fucking year.
Full
without
on. This is
fail.
like the stuff that's dangerous. That you could throw up later drinking. We're drinking like obviously rum and eggnog, and it's.
Oh, I'm
Good
drinking
idea.
Christmas beer, red and white. See?
Do you want another one?
Yeah, give me another eggnog.
Want another eggnog?
Almost the water's all gone now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the festive season.
Oh, it's better. I like that. So the
Pull
water.
your hand a little over. I don't want to go another fucking all the mechanics.
Thick.
Yeah, I don't want to drink too much of this because I'm gonna probably go drink a little later after this. It's not gonna be a great idea. So these days, instead of mushrooms under a tree, we're presented. You know, we have gifts. There's gifts. But it's kind of interesting. So we have presents.
Yeah.
But back in the day, with the gift of the shroom, long enjoyed by Siberian shaman and the reindeer, this suggests that our modern-day gift-giving is a reference to magic mushrooms and one of its favorite growing spots. So it's fairly interesting. The Siberian shamans had their deeply mystical connection to reindeer. So much so, in fact, that the reindeer could be considered the spirit animal of these medicine men. You know?
Many men.
Yes.
Medicine men.
Medicine man.
Many men.
I guess you're going to the Christmas spirit of.
Oh. Why didn't I say this? Sorry, earlier. I heard this one today. What did 50 Cent say when his grandma gave him a sweater for Christmas?
What?
Gee, you knit?
I like that.
I don't know why I didn't remember
I like
that
it. That's fun. So amongst the Siberian shamans, you know, you have this animal spirit who can journey with you on your vision quest. I don't know, like I've been tripping balls and my dog looks weird. Like he was like laying in my lap the one time.
Your
and
dog
like,
looks weird normally.
My dog is
You have
very
a
cute.
weird looking dude.
He's
man.
cute, man. My dog is
He's
very
one
cute.
weird
He-
guy.
His personality is weird, but he's a cute guy.
That's
all we hear.
That's the same thing as everybody's children. They're like,
No,
my children. Are cute."
everyone's like so cute because they think he's a puppy, but we're like, no, he's like pretty much full grown. Like he's like 3, so he should be pretty full grown.
He's not
Actually, he's
3, is
2.
he?
He's 2.
3?
He's 2.
How long
two.
have you had him?
2 years.
You haven't had him for 2 years.
We got him in January, just after Christmas, which is crazy. And
2 years ago.
yeah, isn't that crazy? It's like time goes by. I feel like time sped up.
It was not 2 years
It
ago.
was, man. We just celebrated his 2nd birthday in November because he's also a Scorpio, which explains why he's so psychotic.
Spaz.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's crazy. Anyway,
it goes
sorry,
by
carry on.
fast. Like I'm saying, I would not want to be around reindeer. I feel like it'd be kind of cool. I feel like animals do tend to like know if you're on psychedelics. It's a strange thing, but there's definitely one time where I was tripping balls off some like blue meanies, like full blown. Like I'm like 3-4 grams in. Mad hallucinating, and like he's like on his back, like looking up at me. He's like, and, like it just. I was like, "Is something wrong with you?" He was just being a dog, but like in your vision, it's weird. Even like my cat will look. So it's the fur and stuff. It's almost like a wild
demonic.
animal. Yeah, it actually does kind of look like that. It's so weird, dude. It looks like a demon cat sometimes, where it's just like because you can see their eyes, almost like the Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland. It is kind of like that. So it'd be weird to be around like deer and stuff like that. It would be kind of fascinating. So. Among the Siberian shamans, you have your animal spirit, you can turn on your vision quest, said Boston University professor Carl Ruck, and reindeer are common and familiar to the people of eastern Siberia. It stands to reason, then, that these animals accompanied by many shamans on their spiritual journeys on which the magic mushrooms were often a part of. In the Western world, the animals that we most associate with Christmas are the reindeer. So it's kind of interesting. And we'll, so...
Go back to that pic.
Yeah.
Why is he as big as the tree? He's as big as the trees.
You know how big reindeer are, bro?
Not 40 feet tall. No.
So I don't know if it's gonna get into it, but this idea, right, that how it's connected to reindeer. And so they would see the reindeer trip out, and then they would eat it. But Amascaria is like really poisonous, like most mushrooms, that you, especially hallucinogenic mushrooms. But this one is even more. That like you have, and even when Terrence McKenna talked about it, he had one experience where he had a stomach ache for hours. He said. And then the second,
I thought you were gonna say like weeks. A stomach ache for hours. Get over yourself.
Like
you're fine.
8-9 hours. I don't know. It's kind of suck. And like being I've had the stomach aches on mushrooms at the beginning.
When someone says hours, you mean 2-3.
It sucks.
You don't mean 8-9.
It sucks. A bad stomach ache, especially on mushrooms, is like not a fun experience. But then he said the second time he did them, he was out somewhere, and then he like went like blind. And he's like, I couldn't.
It's terrifying.
I couldn't see, so he was like, I don't want to go into this town or try to wave down people, because they would probably think I'm going crazy and shit. So I guess he like huddled into a fucking cave and then just sat there until his like vision came back and shit, and it's like scary. So
He didn't want people to think he was crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he
Huddled into a
so
cave.
he huddled in a cave
So
by himself.
I'll have one more.
He was
egg,
probably what,
and
naked?
then I'm done. Who knows, right? Because you
Probably.
want to peel off all your fucking clothing, like, I'm burning up! Yeah. Me and Aaron just did American Werewolf in London, so if you guys, by the time this comes out, it should be out. Go check it out at Class Horrorcast. It's a lot of fun. I absolutely love that movie. I would love to Billy's got to watch it. It's a comedy.
All right, I'll watch it.
It's a comedy horror movie, American Werewolf in London. When he sold the script, he's like, people thought it was like either too funny or too scary, and they couldn't, at the time in the early 80s, like it was 70s at the time, they couldn't comprehend that. They're like, what?
You can't have two things at once.
Oh, this wig is too fucking, it's like driving me crazy. It's too itchy. It's too itchy. So then,
I know you're not used to hair.
yeah.
Bald motherfucker.
Man, I'm not bald.
Pretty close.
Oh no, I will never. Go
Oh
bald.
no.
Oh,
no.
no.
I have this centimeter right here.
I could grow out my hair if I felt like it, but I couldn't tame it. I can't keep it tame. Watch. By the time we're 40, Billy will be bald, and
won't be bald.
I'll have white hair. It's on your mom's side. So did your grandfather have hair
Nope.
on your mom's side?
Nope.
So you're going bald.
Nope.
Nope. So the idea that it was so poisonous that you'd have to ingest it in other ways. So get this. Either they would actually drink reindeer piss. So they would watch the reindeers eat it, trip out, and then they would wait to collect the reindeer pee. And then they would drink that, and you would get these hallucinatory, like you'd be hallucinating. You get like
It's
the
a
full
hell of
effects.
a like that's some crackhead shit right
I
there.
know.
It's like can't find it, give me something.
I know. Well, like the thing is, Siberia, there's like nothing else to do. So even people are like, they're like some of the stuff I was watching
Getting the chills.
was joking about like how there's not much to do when you're in this like winter tundra, and then so then you got like, why not like try to eat some poisonous mushrooms? So they figured out that if they drink the reindeer pee, it wouldn't give them these like side effects essentially, and you wouldn't feel as much like pain or like I don't think there's any record of anybody dying. There may have been, but I think you would feel like shit, like you could go blind or whatever, right? And that's why I think people get the idea of mushrooms and blindness is from the Amascaria.
As you should. If you drink reindeer pee, you should go blind.
Or
you deserve a punishment for
I
drinking
would try
an
it.
animal's piss.
I would try it.
to try to get high.
There is people that drink their own pee-pee, man. They think it's some like natural fucking shit. We watch Strange Addictions, and there's this couple that is like super fit, against GMOs, like eats super healthy, and they drink their own piss. And they claim it's like healthy, and they're like addicted to it. It is the weirdest shit. They'll be at like dinner.
Isn't your piss supposed to be the like exile of like all the bad shit
Yeah,
in your
I
body?
know. But the Chinese bathe in piss, bro. You ever heard Necro song Piss? Piss.
No,
All right,
I've not heard piss.
We're gonna play it later. I'm gonna bring it up. We will play "Piss" by Necro at the end of the episode to kind of bring it all together. And I'm sure he's not gonna mind because he would probably like us shouting him out. It's fucking weird, dude. Piss. He's like a Marvin Gaye just saying that in the background, but like, and so like. It was weird, man. They're like bringing to like the piss, like they have it in their containers, and they're like at a Christmas event or like a dinner with their family, and they're drinking their own pee, and everyone's looking at them like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" There's some strange addictions, like people that eat like fucking couch foam.
I don't understand the logic behind that though. It's actually bugging me. Like at what point? Because like you
They
have
think it's
to know,
healthy.
but you have to know it's like the extra shit from you. Like
Yeah.
your body wouldn't be rejecting
Here, I'll look
something
it up.
good. Like it soaks up the nutrients before you pee. Am I not correct about that?
Why do people drink alcohol? Is the first thing that came up.
Because it's fun and it makes you forget about your problems.
For various health reasons and cosmetic purposes, urine drinking is still practiced today. In extreme cases, people may drink urine if no other fluids are available. What's the purpose of drinking urine? There is no health benefits to ingesting
I can't
urine.
imagine it would be.
So weird because they read some shit online and they're like, there's no evidence that drinking urine has any health benefits. Every site is saying, I enjoy drinking urine. Is that normal? No. This is on Quora or whatever that fucking site is.
Yeah, Quora.
Quora, whatever.
I downloaded that just to freaking watch
I get
people's
emails
questions.
all
They're
the time.
so funny.
I enjoy drinking urine. Is that normal? There's tons of obvious, but in my mind, the worst thing is no. Drinking urine is an activity that wouldn't place in the realm of normal. The simple, honest, and truth is urine and feces are waste products. You would believe.
Yeah, it's a waste product of your body.
God,
Like your
so
body already
crazy.
absorbed all the nutrients from everything and is trying to like get rid of to keep you alive, get rid of
So
everything bad.
hot, man. How do people wear like fucking knitted sweaters?
Give it to me, man. Your house is freezing. Turn on your furnace.
No, I
It's
like
so cold in here.
I do that on purpose, man, because I burn up when I drink alcohol, and especially on mushrooms. It like makes you your fucking face inflamed, and get used to it, man.
Drive down here and sends me in an ice box.
Yeah, it's good
to
for you. It's
talk
good
into
for
a
your health.
microphone for 2 hours.
You're leaving me. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck Billy, that son of a bitch.
Turn on your heat. I'll text Chelsea right now.
No, so like, obviously, a collective modern idea of the Santa Claus is, a jolly man in a red and white suit. Siberian shamans also favor red and white garb. Specifically, red and white clothing with spots on it is also red with white spots. Yep, the Amamity muscaria, Jesus, mushrooms has a very potent psychedelic nature. So you will see it. I think that's what's her name? Mary Sabina or something like that. We're gonna do an episode about her at some point. But she's one.
So fried.
She is.
She's so fried.
She's
She's
one
out
of-
of her rocker.
Yeah,
man.
she's a very famous shaman woman. And these cultures are still prevalent, especially in like Peru and even like Mexico. I think she's in Mexico. But Maria Sabina might be somewhat different because they use the strain that I like in Mexico. It'll come to my head later. Pretty fascinating though. But if you look through it, look at Jesus, man. Jesus is looking at a mushroom.
Jeebus.
He's looking at a mushroom, dude.
Jeebus.
So I'm saying it's all coming together. It's all about psychedelics. See, this is like, look at the art from back in the day, right? The similarities with all this stuff. It's kind of fascinating. I think that I was telling Chelsea, and she's like, don't take away everything from me. I'm like, it's probably based on magic mushrooms, most likely. Like, look at this shit.
Don't take every. It sounds like a defeated woman. Just stop.
Just stop, man. You already ruined my life. So look at that. These are old, like, their outfits of like popes and the cardinals are taken from mushrooms, but then you have the Pope hat, right? You know the Pope hat?
Mm-hmm.
The Pope hat symbolizes like the fish, actually, which is fascinating. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
either.
it's fucking weird. Let me look it up really quick because there's not much to the rest of this show. The Pope hat fish head. How's that? Get an ice cube in your mouth?
I accidentally just chunked it. Do people? My mom does that. She'll chew on ice.
I like it. It's fun. I know you don't. You were watching my dog do it, and you're like, ugh.
Sends that crunch, like sends such a shock down my spine. I hate it. It's
So
like-
the priest of Dagon was known as the Midri hat, which resembles an open mouth of a fish. The exact hat worn by popes as well as cardinals and bishops, all priests of Dagon, and the religion that surrounds them, even to this day, is identical to that of born of Babylon. So the hat worn by Catholic priests, cardinal, and popes present the Dagon, the Babylonian fish god. The ancient Babylonians worshipped Dagon, the god of agriculture, plenty, food, and good fortune. The Babylonian priest wore headdress that represented the worship of Cybele, and Dagon is featured an open fish mouth on their heads with the rest of the fish body forming into a cloak. You see? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When people like think that a lot of people know nothing. I know nothing. Nobody knows anything, and they're like
That was a
ancient,
nice sentence.
the
I like
ancient
that sentence.
Babylonian shit that has been embedded into our culture, and then at every angle, and people don't even fucking notice it. Or like the idea of worshiping like Moloch and Baal, like these gods, the sacrificing children. Look what we're doing in overseas, eh? Just bomb the living shit out of every kid. That's because their idea, just to say this, is that the Zionists or whatever, they want to actively kill the kids because think about this.
They're going to turn into
Exactly.
XYZ.
Exactly. Because if
terrible.
I know 100% that, well, if we don't kill them, then they're going to want to avenge their family that we killed, and they will grow up to be quote unquote terrorists. But they won't be terrorists. They will be people that have went through hell and back. And
Yeah,
want some
it's because you
vengeance.
killed their family.
Yeah,
Like, you deserve them to come
Nonsense.
back.
The people that are supporting any of this shit on either side. So yeah, pretty interesting, right? The whole idea of this is fascinating. Look at that fun Christmas tree. So even I was like seeing what else I had on there. Even Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Did you do the? Oh, you were there. You were there. You're in that school.
That's yeah, sure.
You know when we do like the sing-songies,
Yeah.
and they'd have it on the
Yeah.
project it on the wall,
Northward.
and all the teachers would like
Yeah,
get
yeah.
in on it. It was kind of fun. You got all the young kids. I don't know if anybody else did that. Where like they'd
Everyone had what we have. We had
Sing along.
Rudolph the brown-nosed
That's
reindeer.
yeah,
Had a
kid.
very poopy nose, and like that sent kids flying in laughter. Like, it was the funniest shit.
I know. When you'd be like, Santa Claus came with no underwear, whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone would be like, yeah. And we'd say all the dumb shit, and people like we'd all be laughing our asses off. So dumb.
I like when things like that made me laugh.
I know. So Rudolph's bright red nose leads Santa and the other reindeers on their appointed rounds every Christmas Eve. But let's take a little closer.
I think it's Family Guy that does that. Rudolph's in the. It might be Family Guy. I'm not sure. There's a
Or
skit somewhere
American
where it's
Dad.
like Rudolph's in the doctor's office. He's like, "Yeah, you have a lot of health problems." He's like,
You're radiating.
"What? I thought I was good." He's like, "You thought your nose being bright like a light and shining red was normal?" It's like, they just said I'm different. He's like, "No, you have scoliosis." All these different things.
So funny. So Rudolph's bright red nose leads Santa and the other reindeer on their appointed rounds every Christmas Eve. But let's take a closer look to the famous snout. Snout.
The famous shit.
You think if he like snorted coke that it would get brighter or duller?
It'd get dull.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
100%.
If he did heroin though.
Yeah, you would be dead. Just slumped over. It's crazy. You see that in the new slump, man? You see the new slump? I think it's the fentanyl. But like, if you go through any place, like I feel like now it's more than ever. Like you just see junkies, like they'd be laying on the road or whatever. But now you see them where they're like a backwards U. They're upside down U, where they're just like, you know what I mean? Have you seen like it's crazy? If you look at
Like
there's-
forward or backwards?
like they're standing, but then they're like curved like a candy cane, like a candy cane, like a crackhead candy cane.
Oh, that's bad for your back.
Yeah. So and if you see these,
Like, I got a slouch, but like,
Yeah.
ouch.
Well, I've seen old ladies do that. Like, it looks scary. Me and we're in Toronto one time, and this hunched over lady looked like a witch, and she had like this leather jacket on, and like was like hunched over,
pretty.
and like yeah, it looked scary. And then me and my friend said something about her, and then she like I saw her like turn around and start like doing like some shit to us, and I was like, oh fuck,
Nope.
she is a witch.
You can't finish that sentence. It's not witchcraft if you don't finish the sentence. I'm out.
So yeah. And then so
You got me focused on my posture now.
I know now. I know. You got because now like you see it like there's video footage of obviously some of the coming out of like Vancouver and some of these places where it's just literally like blocks of like drug addicts in the States too.
That's a lot.
It's really bad, and there's a lot of people. I don't know if it's the fentanyl or what's in the new drugs, but they're like walking still kind of, but they're like bent in half.
Kind of walking.
It's fucking man. Our world's a wonderful place, right? It's so wonderful. That's it's so wonderful. That's why I like when they're like David Icke does back in the day when he was first being like ridiculed for like his beliefs or whatever. They're like the guy was like, what you think that evil is controlling the world, and he was like, well, do you think that it's like you think that good is controlling the world? Because he's like, clearly not, if you look around, at least to what's leading the world. So it's pretty weird. He has a button-like nose, red in color, about the same size as, you guessed it, a magic mushroom. And under the influence
Rudolph's
of
a
shrooms,
mushroom too.
Yeah. Under the influence of shrooms, there is a very possibility that the reindeer's nose could give the impression that it glows. Because if you're tripping balls and you're like, come here, little reindeer. It's like, rubbing your face.
Just
on
so bright. Well, bright red
I know,
with
it's
kind
kind
of
of
glow and white anyway.
I know, which is
Stands
weird.
out.
I don't know.
It's a standout color.
I've never done the mascaria, nor do I really want to. If
Why? You love shrooms.
but not
you should
that.
just drop an ounce of them.
Yeah, I'd fucking
Do it.
I'd be in stomach
Do
pain
it, I
all day
dare
and
you.
then go blind.
That's why I don't want to do shrooms.
You're not gonna
That's
go
what's
blind.
gonna happen. Well, that's what's gonna happen. You
You're
just
not gonna
said.
go
You
blind.
just said. If
From
we do shrooms,
mascaria, a
which
totally
is
different
what?
strain.
What is what? What
It's
is it though?
It's a
What
fungi.
is it though?
Fungi.
Oh, okay. So is that shrooms?
Technically.
So same thing. So you're gonna go
Not
blind.
gonna lie.
So there you go.
Not gonna lie, I would. I'd probably drink the reindeer piss to see what it like to
You're
hallucinate.
fucking high. You're high.
I am high.
Not a chance. I'm good. Like I have to be
To
very
hallucinate,
thirsty.
I would if they were like this is like it's if this is like the best experience you're ever gonna have, I would do it. Yeah.
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 All right. Let me go get you some.
No.
Yeah.
That's where the joke is.
You
that,
said it.
Listen to this
You
too.
said it.
Listen to this. They would also it'd be like so the shaman, these medicine people would have to eat it themselves and go through like this painful experience, and then they would give their piss to the people. Yes, weird. So you feel
I
like,
give my pee to you.
but then you don't want to like drink his piss and then have him like laughing.
And then as he drinks the piss, he like Simba with the blood.
starts like it starts laughing at you and shit and be like, oh damn. But they even like they would hang out the mushrooms to dry. And that's where we get the idea of like hanging the popcorn and stuff like that. They would hang them on the trees to dry because if you ate it fresh, it would probably like you'd be in terrible pain, maybe go blind. I think they tried to dry it out to kind of help the process of it, and then they would like literally the shamans
Make it a little more bearable to eat.
yeah,
too.
and you're bored and there's nothing else going on, so you have these medicine people, and they came down your chimney, literally coming down your chimney. I'm kidding, but that's also probably something.
I'm sure there's something there. I'm sure.
I'm like, Santa is kind of a pedophile image, and people are like, don't say that. I'm like, but it's a little weird, is it not? Is it not weird that like a grown man and like you sit on his lap but you don't know who that man actually is? You know? Like the idea of it is weird to begin with.
Don't ruin Santa
know.
for kids.
Can I say something? So I always thought it was weird when I was a kid, right? I enjoyed it, but it's kind of scared me. The idea of a weird stranger in my house eating the cookies and shit was weird.
I left out for him.
Yeah, and then he eats them, and then it's just like, and then I had that feeling of like there's a stranger
They turned it in a
invading.
different way, and my brother's freaking hilarious too. They turned it in a different way where Danny will be like, yeah, like I know Santa.
Yeah.
And like kids are acting up. He's like, I'll call him right now.
I'll fucking call.
I'll call him. That's it. Texting him right now.
I know there's people that do that now, right? Be like, oh, I know him. I'm good friends with him.
Yeah.
And then I remember like when me and my brother were young, and I've said this before probably on the show. is that we heard like it sounded like someone was on the roof, and it scared the fucking shit out of us. Like it scared the living shit, and then we were like in each other's room, like, "Whoa, was that him?" And I remember not being excited. I remember being in fear and scared that some stranger was in my fucking house.
It's like you can't go out there and like. He's like, he's gonna leave me presents though, and that's what's kind of making it. You know, it's gonna be a good thing.
It is.
There's no stories of Santa coming in and doing bad stuff. Well, at that age, you're not gonna hear any of that.
No. Like, yeah, he came in and he fucking he gave my brown eye and expect.
He what? Finish that. Go ahead.
He inspected my brown eye.
It's disgusting.
Just like Michael Jackson.
People love him.
They do.
I don't really see a difference.
They definitely do. So Rudolph's bright red nose looks like obviously Santa and the other reindeer, obviously, blah, blah, blah. And it's amazing that a reindeer with a red mushroom nose is the head of leading the others, Professor Carl Ruck observed. If you believe in all the numerology, you subscribe to the theory that numbers have a particular meaning and significance. And for what it's worth, numerology has been around for millennia. It is prominent in much of the folklore and customs we enjoy today.
Can I get on a point about numerology in general?
Yeah.
I get that like somebody can have a hidden message in something, and I understand that. But y'all are taking that stuff to like a next level where
What are
like
they doing, Billy?
there are so many videos I watched. I had this old roommate in Alberta. This guy was going down rabbit holes 24/7 of like numerology and stuff like that. He was using it to identify who was gonna win the sports game. And I'm like, this is getting excessive, man. He's like, LA Lakers, break it down. What do those numbers represent? That equals 32. 32 means they're going to win by at least 2 or 3 points. It's a give me. And I'm like, dude, like,
calm down,
stop. And like so involved and so like, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like not I get a lot of things. Not everything has like a dangerous backstory behind it.
No.
Or you need to break down the letters of the name into the numbers, tally up the numbers minus Satan 666, and now you have this God forbidden different equation.
That's all
it's
the
like,
Freemasons are about,
chill
mathematical
out, man.
bullshit. And that's why they say the symbol of the what's that called? The protractor shit with the ruler is actually it's the flat earth. And then they point to it and how there's the fucking black sun that projects everything else, and then it connects the moon and the sun. It's fascinating shit if it holds any weight, but I do feel like these people that have ancient knowledge, they call it the mystery schools of these people that have like this ancient knowledge of what the world really is, and they hide it from us, and they try to like there is. We did an episode on Flat Earth and I shit on it, but like the more I look into it, I'm like, okay, maybe it's possible. I believe that we live in a simulation. Like, that's 100% what I believe, is that this reality is not as real as we think. So who knows? And I said it doesn't negate aliens either. I would love for the universe to be a real thing. I love that idea, right? Of that we're just like this small, tiny speck in the middle of nowhere. But the scare to me, that people are like, well, they want you to feel insignificant, that we're nothing compared to the universe. But to me, I think it's scarier that we're trapped in a fucking dome, and that like we're all that's it, and then there's beings from other realities manipulating this dome like a petri dish, and that's to me way scarier than being like, oh, I'm a small little thing in the universe.
Just tsunamis are. Buddy's sitting there high as shit, and he's like, I'm gonna drop water on him.
Well,
it's like just a little dot, and it's like
there's people
Look at him
pointing.
run.
There was fish fucking like coming down from the sky, and at one point in certain countries, okay, people didn't know what the fuck was going on. They thought it was like maybe a tsunami or something like that. But there's people like there was fish dropping from the sky, okay, right? So people believe as above, so below. So we have water below here. So the idea of the firmament, this is the idea at least, is that there's water above the firmament, and that we're living in some sort of dome, in some sort of water. Fucking, if that's true, it scares me.
So there was a hole if fish were falling?
Yeah, somehow, I don't know.
Elon Musk's rocket.
I know. Yeah. It is weird. People
And then who went up there? Someone got a really, really tall excavator, and they just like duct taped it.
See,
Sealed it
people
up.
are like, I know, yeah. People are like, show the firmament check because Elon Musk's latest rocket, and then people are like, oh, do you not see that it explodes, but it's leaving the remnant of the other rocket behind, and then it's still going. So people saw it and saw it looked like it like hit a fucking like a wall, like an invisible wall. So then people are like, oh, it's the fucking proof. And I'm going to always say that I don't know what to believe. I think everything we've been taught is a fucking lie, including Christmas. So numerology is in everything, and much of the older customs we enjoy, whether we realize it or not, and shamans too, found great significance in numbers. The fact that Santa's sleigh was pulled by 8 reindeer could further indicate the contemporary traditions rooted in mushroom lore. The Germanic and Nordic myths that involve Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang, dominant Germanic god, and Odin, his Nordic equivalent, riding an 8-legged horse at midnight on the winter solstice. The god would be chased by devils, and the strain of the intense chase would cause flecks of red blood and white foam to form the horse's mouth, which would fall to the ground. And that's how the fucking Vikings explain snow. The next year...
It makes sense.
Next year, whether this foamy saliva landed is where the animal scarier would grow. Consider Santa's reindeer on a reindeer by reindeer basis. The name of each one is some way or another could describe the effects of mushrooms.
The names have changed a million times. over
Dasher,
years. Those are just new names.
Dancer, and Prancer would suggest the buoyant, elastic feeling invoked by mushrooms. Cupid and Vixen could refer to, feeling peace and love that the mushrooms tend to induce.
I understand, but before you carry on those are new names. Those were not always the reindeers' names.
Look it up.
The reindeers' names have been
all right.
different
Look
names.
up the original names for Santa Claus's reindeer. You fucking piece of shit.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you.
Fuck you, Billy. Fuck you, fuck you, Billy. Fuck you, Billy.
You're a very sick man. You know that, don't you?
Rudolph was named Rollo or Reginald.
Okay.
His crew had a lot of other names. They've previously been called Flossy, Glossy, Racer, Pacer, Scratcher,
Weird.
Feckles,
Ready,
Steady, and Fireball.
Weird. But the most commonly, who knows? But according to James, whatever this guy's last name is, an art professor that specialized in the metaphysical at the College of Albert, whatever college this fucking bullshit's from, comet becomes a kind of code word for astral travel under the influence of the magic mushroom. Because it's pretty powerful stuff, And Blitzen.
Well, the reindeers got their names from what? Disney? I'm assuming Disney started the reindeers.
You should look it up, man. We got all the tools in the world to be able to look up these facts there, brah. And Blitzen might be an allusion to being blitzed on shrooms. But it's more likely a German translation for lighting, just as Donner may be a German translation for thunder. Thunder! Lightning and thunder, like all sights and sounds on the effects of mushrooms, are amplified and definitely more intense.
Oh, it originated in the 1823 poem with Clement Moore.
Yeah, that's what we said at the beginning.
Yeah. So it was the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Yeah.
It was like when that started.
So weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the 8 reindeers first appeared in publications in 1823, and I guess they've had a lot of different names.
Want to try something good?
Sure, what's that?
Try that.
Oh, there's a doggy on it, and it says PFF.
Yeah.
And sorry, it's so dark in here. I can't fucking see. I can't see a light. Benefiting furry friends.
Yeah. Sponsor us. If anyone wants to be a sponsor,
5 cents
we're
from
open.
the sale of each can helps animals in need. I am only going to drink this beer now.
It's not beer. Pretty good, eh?
My wife will only drink this liquid now.
Is it good, though? I like peach shit, eh?
It's actually kind of not bad. That's a good cooler.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's light, though.
And I was like, yeah, that couldn't have been beer. They're sponsoring Animal Humane Societies. That's a woman.
So in the days of yore, it wasn't
Or me.
it wasn't stockings that were hung by the chimney with care. It was mushrooms. The long existed a common practice of drying out mushrooms by stringing and hanging them across the fire hearths.
Horse.
The hearths.
The horse.
You know, because they had like you know, it was like it wasn't a fireplace, but in their like little fucking huts that they had.
Fire,
the
the
day.
fire craters.
The process made the shrooms suitable for storage, as utiled traditions were I should have took mushrooms before this. Were created and altered and passed down. The red and white mushrooms strung up on the mantle were replaced by red and white stockings. I was saying to Aaron how like long, because I've been editing obviously older episodes to like make sure everything is should still be out there.
There's a lot that's not. Even new episodes, I'm like, we should.
Dude, I looked it up because a lot of them have went to Patreon as Lost Tapes episode, but I figured it out. I've listened to this. It's fucking wild, dude. I've deleted like 60 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? Like, stuff, obviously, I took down everything that when Justin was on at the very beginning. We were like, if you're new to the show and you're a new listener, we used to get sloshed. Like, we used to like be drinking 26ers in an hour. Like, it wasn't good. It was just
when
like
you're a bunch of guys, you say some shit.
yeah. So
It shouldn't be recorded.
it's out there somewhere, like because you can't fully take that off the internet. But there is like, you know, for people who want to subscribe to the Patreon, there's a lot of the Lost Tapes episode. There'll still be more to come that I will release.
It's terrifying. I can never be famous.
No, there's
This shit will ruin me.
nothing ever was like crazy said, but we definitely danced that line. And
I've said some off-color shit.
Yeah.
I know I have.
well, that's okay. Everyone says off-color stuff and should more often. The more of us that do it, the less that we can be censored, right? You know?
That's definitely one angle. to
So
take.
think about it. If everyone is racist, then no one is racist.
that's not.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Just fucking kidding, everybody. Some believe the story of the virgin birth might also come from mushrooms. The centric lore of mushrooms, a long time ago, in a time before microscopes and widely held understanding about reproduction, a mushroom would appear to have grown without a seed. The spores in the microscopic, you couldn't
Which
see
would be
them,
magical.
would be invisible to the naked eye. So, you know, likely they appeared miraculously to those living in the less enlightened times. A living thing not born of a seed, not grown in the traditional way, just like the birth of a certain Messiah that we celebrate on December 25th. Sorry, September.
Oh, was he the first test tube baby?
No, like, and that to me kind of makes sense. Is like that it could be this idea of the Messiah and Jesus and even religion could be connected to mushrooms, and then it's just like these stories passed down for eons or whatever, right?
Like, what a good liar this lady was. I'm pregnant.
Oh yeah,
He's like,
I
we
agree.
haven't had sex.
Mhm.
She's like, it's yours. No, it isn't. Like, no, I know that. She's like, no. It was God.
yeah.
I didn't cheat on you.
And it comes out black because his feet were the color of brass in the Bible. It says.
Yeah, like I don't know. And then Jerome's in the back. He's like, you're crazy, man.
yeah.
That's just crazy.
It's just funny because you did sound like a black guy. You're crazy. But like, it's fascinating to me, and like, and for all the religious people out there, like, who knows? Believe in what you want to believe in, but people get like angry if you like start dissecting the symbolism inside their religions that they have been conditioned, in my point of view, to believe. And then it's like, my religion is the true religion. And then it's like, but then every other religion is also saying that. But if you like study and you start to look back in history and stuff like that, it's a lot of religions are connected to like Hinduism, like these ancient, like spoken traditions and stuff like that weren't really wrote down. They was just like, you know, even like the indigenous, right? All those customs were just passed down word of mouth, and then stuff gets lost in translation, and all of a sudden we're celebrating this guy named Jesus, and everyone thinks he's gonna come and save us all. It's.
You know how dumb we'll feel if that happens?
I know. And I'll be like, I love you, Jesus. I love you.
So will everyone else. And they'll be like, no, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember what you said. I remember.
I've said, Jesus, I've told you that if you are a real spiritual being, that I love you like I love everybody else.
See, I do also recall on your wedding day, you were praying to Allah.
Yeah.
For it not to rain.
Arm, leg, arm, head. It's true.
Leg, arm. I get a little piece everywhere, so I'm good.
Yeah, that's where that saying comes from. You never heard that?
I know. I just like how you said it.
Yeah. On my wedding day, I prayed to every single fucking whatever's out there. I prayed to all of it, just to make sure that we had a nice day. And like I said, everyone thinks that their religion is the right one, and that's kind of convoluted. And I think that spirituality is a good thing, and the ethics and morals within inside of religion can be good, but there's also kind of wishy-washy, and a lot of people that have been so conditioned to believe in these religious aspects, and then they'll go kill somebody else for it because they're justified.
That's excessive. That's why I kind of like that's why I like Presbyterian more than anything. It's 90% of it's just wholesome. You never hear any Catholic priest stories with like Presbyterian churches. Like it's just a good community that's just like, okay, like you guys are just happy people. You're like, carry on your life. Like I like stuff like that. That's nice.
No, and there's a lot of very positive. Like my family that is Christian is very like loving and like just praying for you all the time. If you're going through any hardships, there's loving, caring people. They have that in their heart. I think if it makes you a better loving person, I think that's understandable.
Why do we get on a religious talk?
Because
I guess Santa.
Christian.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Christian.
They changed the date too. What was the original day? It wasn't December 25th. Was it in July?
Was Jesus?
I feel like I
Jesus
just saw that.
But then it's like even like Muslims get very like uptight about their shit. I was like, your religion came way after everything else, and then you guys are like, this is the one. And it's just like, boom. Kidding. Boom. I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding. I'm kidding. You know my fucking views. I think all religion is fucking horse shit. But
I think it was the funniest shit you've ever said.
Kidding though, but like everyone needs to like be lighthearted and understand that like I question everything. That's where my beliefs come from. Is like I don't even know what to believe, so I'm like, I'm just gonna try to be a good person because mushrooms have shown me that. And it's funny. You know what also is funny about mushrooms? So what are you looking at?
Yeah, so it wasn't July. So Christmas celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. The actual day obviously got lost to history. There's no mention of December 25th in the Bible, and many historians say Jesus was most likely born in spring.
Yeah,
it's not July. That's summer.
I always heard July.
Some historians post it. The date was originally chosen because it coincided with the pagan festival of the pagan festival, which honored agricultural god Saturn in celebrating the gift giving.
Yeah,
obviously, what we're
talking
about.
You had like Sam Hain. Me and Juan did an episode about Saturnalia. Yeah, it was fun times. The Romans would so you would have like the kings would trade places with like the servants, and then they would
see. Here's actually a question I got now. So we got all this text from all this shit, and it's been so documented, supposedly, like pretty in depth, and we learned all this stuff from previous years.
Yeah,
that the birth date got lost.
I know.
Someone lost the birthday.
Nothing we're being told is correct.
We couldn't remember the birthday, but we remember. We remember so much more shit.
There's thousands
of the most important man born in the world. We couldn't remember his fucking birthday.
Think about this. There is I can't remember where this is, but even like the Dead Sea Scrolls, which eventually we'll talk about, but there is thousands of clay like tablet things, like what do they call those? But like there's like thousands of them that have never been translated. Ever, hundreds if not thousands of like these like they put it in clay and these scrolls that they're essentially in these clay pots and stuff like that, and they've never been translated, so we don't know anything about because we don't have understanding to be able to translate them in the.
I mean, if you examine anything long enough, you'll understand it.
Will you, or will you just make it up?
No, you'll start using the same letters to
Yeah.
try to identify. Oh, well, that's considering they're using the same alphabet. Yeah, you're just
exactly.
gonna make
So
it
you
up.
don't really know. So there's a lot of these weird things, and even with magic mushrooms, right? The idea of like the naughty and nice. Mushrooms, if you were in a bad mood, it'll find you. Like if you do mushrooms and you're in a negative mood, you'll have a terrible trip, and it'll find the things laying dormant in your head. If you have any secrets, or you have any like bad things going on in your head, or you did ill will to someone, and you're up to some gross shady
I didn't
shit.
do anything wrong when I had a bad trip.
I don't know.
I'm
I
a
feel
good
like,
boy. I did nothing wrong.
No, it was finding something that was laying dormant in your head. It was trying to.
It made me retarded. Sorry, I can't say that word. It made me felt like I had Down syndrome.
Maybe you just took a wrong type of mushroom. What did you guys take?
I don't
You
know.
remember the strain? I still would love to
blue
convince
caps.
you. Blue meanies? Blue meanies are a great
No.
strain.
Oh, is that what they're called? They're called blue caps.
I don't know.
I don't know. That was what street term. I'm not in this terminology, man.
At some point, I would love for you to try them again because they've changed my life. They're incredible, and it's fun when you get used to the. After I can get Brett to do
They're
them.
gold
and stuff.
caps, maybe. They're called caps.
Yeah, that's
Something a
weird.
color and then caps.
That's weird.
I think it was blue caps.
So weird. That's not an actual strain of mushroom. Though.
Maybe back then. Maybe that's like Fruit Loops with
Let
weed
me-
or whatever.
Yeah, or like ecstasy.
Yeah, it was just the street
blue
name for them at
transformer.
the time.
Let me look it up for you. Blue
Caps, mushrooms.
Yeah. Magic number. What's all these numbers?
It hurt you.
Yeah, nothing's coming up. So
It was a color and then cap.
weird. Yeah, that's not a fucking strain of
So
mushrooms.
one sec, I can find it right now.
But like, do you
Do
know?
we have time?
So yeah, we have like we're wrapping it up. Essentially, we're gonna show some fun stuff to end it on. But like the idea of the naughty and nice list, essentially. But if you are a good, positive, joyous person, right?
Yep.
You call it Danny.
Yep. Yeah.
You will you'll be a good person.
I don't think I can get reception out here.
No, you can't. No?
Nothing. I'll text them.
Wow.
I've made a couple calls here before.
Yeah.
I did last week.
Yeah,
Why
should
can't
be
I call
fine.
that one?
Yeah, strange though. So like the idea of the naughty and nice list. So like if you're a good person, mushrooms will show that you'll be joyous, you'll laugh your ass off. But if you do have negative things lying in your head, or maybe you did something that most people don't know, or I don't know, you just have some secrets held up in your head, it will expose you. And it's a very powerful drug that can change the face of humanity and human beings. And I truly believe that because it changed me. You know? All right.
We should know in a second.
Okay, well, let's bring up to kind of end this on before we get into it, whatever fun fact you may have.
I got a couple.
We're just going to go through some fun pictures and just tell me what your thoughts are, okay?
Gay.
Okay. Instantly. It's Krampus with the babies, the famous photo of Krampus
Stealing.
stealing babies. So weird.
His parents were bad. Gay.
No, you can't really say that. Tell me what you think.
All right,
about
I'm
that.
done.
Creepy?
Oh, here we go. Psilocybin.
What?
You just said psilocybin.
That's mushrooms. That's the
Yes.
that's the scientific term for mushrooms. To say what strain. Do you remember what strain it was? do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Are you
You
fucking
took a
done?
whole half ounce to yourself, buddy. He's like, what do you mean, us?
That's fucking crazy.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Okay, what do you think? Creepy, eh?
Yeah, it's a little. Well, the guy in the back looks like he's gonna kill the other Joker guy.
Yeah,
He
he's
looks
like
he's got a sword.
He definitely has his eye on him. And he's making sausage.
Oh wait, we got it. We got it. He goes, oh, probably penis envy.
That's funny. I've
Fuck
actually
'em.
that's one strain I have not tried yet.
Penis envy?
Yeah, it's a very it's one of the most potent. So
Is he not fucking with me right now? That's a
real
string?
because it looks like a penis. Yeah.
I thought that was just a fuck. I thought he was just
No.
joking with me right now.
No, it's a real fucking strain. I've had like cross-strained, like strains that are cross-strained with penis envy. I never had penis envy like on its own, which supposedly I've heard it's great. It's a very strong
Oh,
mushroom.
you're not gonna like that. He goes, oh, probably penis envy or some shit. It's all the same. Why?
It's not. Listen,
Yeah.
it's definitely not. I've experimented with at this point.
I thought he was joking, man. I swear to God, I thought that was a joke.
Probably I've done 7 different strains at this point. Probably 7 strains.
Did you say it was a strong strain?
One of the strongest strains.
Yeah, it took half ounce.
Well, let's get you on
To
a
myself.
different one.
Well, it wasn't half. It was
The
it was
Mel
7
Mix strain that I took tonight is very light. Like it's like I was hanging around with family and shit. Nobody fucking noticed I was whacked out of my tree. Like
They know. They're just like, we're just gonna ignore Tom for a little
What do you
while.
think of
Anyways,
this
all
one?
right, I'm back on the pictures. Don't ask me what I think.
What do
of
you
that.
think? Just
Don't no. That's you're gonna cut it.
What do you like? It seems like he's having a fun time in there, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It looks like he's very.
Looks like he's trapped.
He looks like he hates
With
it.
love.
It's
With
so
love, it
weird.
says. With love.
A Christmas greeting with love, and it's just like boy in a cup. Very funny. That he looks very
How do you know it's a boy?
uncomfortable. That's right. You don't know anymore.
Well, actually, I don't even know from that picture.
How about that guy? What is with the season?
That's supposed to be like a interpretation of a woman in the kitchen because that's a pot.
Yeah, pothead.
she's-
Pothead.
Pothead.
Stoner.
Pothead. There you go.
So weird. It's gonna be a bunch of random ones. That's weird.
Buddy,
Look.
the rat guy.
No, he's a turnip.
Oh, it's a turnip. It looks
Yeah.
like rats.
It's a turnip.
It looks like hair.
It's a turnip.
I
bro.
understand that now.
It is a turnip.
I understand.
Do you know that? Do you know that
Yep.
they before they carved pumpkins, they carved turnips? No, it wasn't turnips. It was,
And it was a person.
it was a
He's got
person.
legs. Those feet don't look very strong.
What is
Oh,
it?
he's a
with-
good boy. He's a good piggy boy. I'm getting a pig, by the way.
You're not doing that.
I'm doing that.
You go at your dad's? What are you gonna
wait,
do
I
that?
can get a pig. I'm gonna name him Oinkers, and he's gonna be a good boy.
You know that they get really big.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
Okay, if you do get a pig,
I'm getting a pig.
can we murder a prostitute and then feed it to the pig?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say murder my pig. I was like, no, but yeah, that's fine.
It's like
Yeah.
some fucking Robert
I
Picton
don't
shit.
care.
This one is super weird, man.
It looks like dad's very sick of his children.
What a weird Christmas card, man. I can't fucking wait. Let me see.
Oh, dad's got a broken leg. That's a cast. That's a cast on his ankle.
Yeah, weird. The compliments of the season.
Cast on his ankle, and he's got all these kids fucking him up.
This is really weird, man. And look at his face, man. And the demon kind of creatures. Man, what were they about, man? I would love, like, you know, they're doing it right now. They're traveling throughout the fucking universe and shit like that. Like, not the universe, the realities. What?
You had an eggnog.
Yeah, I have more, actually. You want one?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. It's fucking delicious.
I feel like I
haven't
can't
had eggnog
drink
in
anymore.
forever,
I'm gonna
man.
fucking die later.
I love eggnog so much.
I'll have to bring a cigar over when I go to hang out at fucking with Chelsea's dad.
Are you doing that tonight?
Yeah, so they wanted you to come, and I'm like, I don't think Billy
no.
wants to. Come hang
Good.
out. Look at this one, fun.
Bear hug.
Give me a hug.
Wow, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know that? You know the terminology? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Brown, get down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, brown get down, black you're fucked.
Black attack,
Black you're fucked.
and then white good night. So could you use that terminology for people?
Don't. You almost didn't say it. You almost didn't say it.
Brown get down, black
And
attack,
you elaborate. Yeah, sure.
and white good night. If you think about it, right? You think about it. Allah Akbar, boom. I'm kidding, everybody. I'm actually on the side of fucking. I'm not on any side, but I do.
I'm not on any side, but I like this side more.
But I do think that indiscriminately bombing people is fucking disgusting and wrong. Just so people understand. Let's get in this one. He's pouring his pee-pee on him, you know, because they used to like just chuck piss out the windows.
He's so happy. Look at him. Him and
Yeah,
his
he
wife
is.
are so happy.
And no, they're singing like carols, and then this rich guy is like, "Fuck you! Here's my bucket of piss." Oh, we have to still bring up Necro's piss song. We gotta play that in a bit. Isn't that weird? They used to like legitimately throw piss out the windows. What is that? What is that?
Done to a turn, ma'am.
What is that?
That's a chicken cooking a person meatball.
What is that? Come on.
A chicken cooking a person meatball.
You think it is?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't even know what that would be, to be honest.
A chicken cooking a person meatball. So the chicken was trying to make a person.
Yeah, it's in a reverse, man. They're coming after us.
And they're like, you're actually a meatball to me. Your head's like a meatball.
How about that one? You like that?
Is that me?
Look at how creepy that fucking Santa Claus is.
Well,
this is what I'm saying.
Quick cash, bud. Cash, and you're out, and you can go back to your back alley. Just fucking pretend to be nice to children for a little bit.
It's like, why is Santa sleeping? And you think he's drunk, but
why is Santa so not happy?
I know. This one, man.
Those kids are screaming.
And that guy's...
He looks happy that they're yelling.
He looks insidious.
He looks like
he's like enjoying it. Yeah, he's probably got a fucking boner, man.
He's like, these kids are so scared.
I love it. There you go. Look at you standing on a mushroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's mushrooms growing at the bottom too, in a pot or in a plant.
Yeah. What the fuck is
What's
that?
Buddy gonna do?
A jolly Christmas.
With that snow club.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand.
Oh, he scared him enough to make his hair stand up.
These are like real cards.
But he
from
made
like
his hair stand up.
Look at how scary that looks. These are like, I'm guessing like late 1800s.
Did Christmas used to be like Halloween where it was like a trick or treat thing?
I don't know. That guy looks fucking frightening though.
Doesn't
The
look like
snowman
a
guy,
Yeah,
like
snow.
whoa. But this, I picture like this is like, you know, like 1880 kind of shit. Like when they're like, you know, let's pass around some fucking fun cards. How about this? You like that? The hell is going on in this scene? Look at this.
Okay, so that's a baby, a bassinet there beside. And then she's sleeping, and then this guy's got an elephant in his bag.
Yeah, he's got toys. He's Santa Claus, but he's kind of like a skinny Santa Claus, eh? Because the idea,
Hey, he's not that big.
No, the idea of
That's cracked out Santa Claus.
the big jolly Saint
It came
Nicholas.
from Coca-Cola,
Yes,
right?
it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I know good stuff. I like Christmas.
Look at that tree, bro. What does Santa do? He's like, I gotta make a house call. Sorry.
He's talking into the phone wrong. I even know how to use that
I know.
phone.
It is weird. You put up to you're like, hey.
He's using his. It looks like his nose is lined up with the fucking thing.
Yeah, weird, eh? Like, look at that Christmas tree, though. It's like shit's everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what you did. You didn't really think of a pattern. You just like put this stuff on it. And
yeah.
Call it a day. Holy crap, you have a lot. These are still cards?
Yeah, no, these are just like random. A lot of these are just like vintage Christmas photos and cards. Really
Was
weird.
that a car crash and they have all the rubble in the back, including the literal stroller?
I know. I'll say this. I kind of offended Chelsea's dad at one point where I was like, you know, you had like all those like Tinker toys, right? He's like, I didn't have fucking Tinker toys. He's like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, come on, like this little like I feel like I had a couple of those like metal toys.
Oh yeah,
like the fucking old school ones. You like fucking break your hand playing with. Where are we now? See, it is crazy because the vintage Santa Claus,
they're all creepy,
is skinny.
Yeah.
He's just like Saint Nicholas. And what do we know about Saint Nicholas?
Well, no, these are just the photos they could find. So like it was just there weren't that many fat guys back then.
Oh, that's very true. It'd probably be high. You'd be high status, right? You'd be like a king if you were fat. But the idea we talked about this, right? Our first Christmas special.
You have that many fucking photos?
Yeah, there's more. We got lots.
Jesus Christ.
We're rattling them off, man. It's a fun time. It's Christmas, Billy.
No, I'm saying
We're
I'm just
enjoying
surprised
ourselves.
you found that many photos of creepy
Goodbye,
Santa.
all. And he's like, I'm just gonna like shove in here.
Why is she posing with him?
She's like this, eh?
Yeah. She's like, I really want to be in the picture too, Dave. Like, let me be a part of
She
this
looks like
children's
naughty.
Christmas.
Like she like sucked him off, and he's like, now he's
like, this
I'm
is
done.
why your Christmas is good, boys.
But we know, right? If you go back to our Christmas monsters and creatures episode, it's a good one. Everyone go listen to that, or you can watch the video on YouTube, and it is also on Rumble if you go through our stuff. And that's what we're about. Santa Claus resurrected the dead bodies of children. Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
He found him
I
like
do
a
remember
pickle
that.
barrel or whatever,
That's
and he's
right.
like. So some of these like vintage ones are like, did you find like, they think this was cool when cameras first got invented?
Yeah, they're like, let's just make like a crazy, like, look like I'm bored as shit.
That
I'm
guy
ignoring.
looks fucking weird.
She
Man.
fell asleep at the desk.
And then he's coming to give his toys, but he's giant. Can I try that?
My vape?
Yeah, a little vape.
Sure.
Such crazy, I say.
It's like, there's no barber shops at North
That
Pole.
boy is like is he dead? You know what I mean? Like, you know how they like pose.
We're
dead
supposed
bodies?
to be proper.
What is he wearing? A fucking raincoat?
Yeah, he's stylish, man.
That
Style
one's
was
actually
still a
pretty
thing.
good, man.
Yeah, I
Flavor
like this
Beast
one.
is going off the rails. Eh?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like them.
Pretty good. Like it. All right. This creepy guy. Look at. First of all, look at this man's eyes, bro. Look at his eyes. There's death behind those eyes. That's Krampus dressed up like Santa Claus.
Creepy.
Yeah, very creepy. How about that?
What's he carrying? Can you zoom that?
Yeah. It's a bunch of knickknacks.
He's just got a wagon. That's crack Santa.
He definitely looks like a homeless Santa.
That would have been a fucking shopping cart if that was with love and good wishes.
Here we go. The
Love
racist
and
cards.
good wishes.
That is 1,000% a race. Like they're.
Well, there's a white person dead back there, and
they look like it's supposed to be toys. Like they're obviously it's a doll.
yeah.
But like it's weird if that's like legitimately what kind of dolls they had. That's kind of
It looks
fucked
like his
up.
brains are blown out, and the
Yeah,
other
I
guy's
know.
worried as hell.
Yeah,
Bathing house.
very strange.
You used to take bath with friends.
Yeah,
Is that what they did?
Bathhouse.
Bath with friends.
That's fucking weird.
I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, that's pushing it.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Wishing you a happy Christmas. If you're not, I'm telling you, people, if you're listening to this, whatever, thank you for listening. But definitely go check out the
I
video.
couldn't imagine anybody at this point still just listening.
Look at this. Weird, eh? This is, some of these cards are like just so bizarre.
I don't
looking.
even really have anything. Like, is that supposed to be a skirt?
I don't know. It's like frightening looking, and it's weird how like his little booties.
Like, why are the ankles so thin?
I know.
Like, there's no way that supports that weight.
Okay, you got the devil in the background.
That's fine.
You know what he's doing though.
Nothing wrong
You know what
with
the
that.
Pope's doing. Here we all know. There you go. Kris Kringle and Krampus together. Be like, you're good, I give you toys. You're bad, I beat the living shit out of you. This one's like, who's gonna get it? How do we choose? Krampus.
I wonder if color will come into play.
Krampus is creepy looking, man, with his long ass tongue and shit. Ooh,
He's a gross man.
he's gross.
He's a very gross man.
We
You
brought,
got just the whole thing. You've shown this exact.
yeah,
one before,
we've definitely shown
I've
this
seen
one.
this card
I
before.
had to pull it up just because like Krampus is like stuffing the kid in the sack.
They're all just Christmas cards. Eh?
Yeah, that's fun. You know, just
That's
fun
a,
stuff.
That's a nice one. What was wrong with that? That's a nice Christmas card.
It's just a vintage. It's kind of fun. She's talking to Santa Claus.
Yeah,
This
nothing wrong
one
with
is
that.
fucking frightening, though.
Is that supposed to be
That's supposed to be
Santa?
Frosty the Snowman.
You can't be a human Frosty.
I know. Is that frightening? That chick looks like she's happy about it, though. It's just
like a
crazy
Frosty.
because the costumes that they, I'm sure, created back then for kids' enjoyment, probably to them were like, oh, this is fun because it's all they've known. But in reference to how we live today, and the costumes are like soft and like cute looking. Back then, they're like, oh, this looks fun. It's like
It was not a human.
it's a horror movie. This is where we showed that one, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
look at that. It's fun. Merry Christmas. It's like a little burger or
I was
something.
gonna say, is
It's got
that like
wine.
a McDonald's ad?
I know.
Wine legs and a burger.
I saw the way they make their burgers.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah,
It's disgusting,
yeah,
man.
I like to be ignorant.
This is just. She looks
supposed to be a
concerned.
nice picture, and then she looks trapped. He
Yeah.
looks like he's holding her arm.
Yes, it does. Frightening. This one's weird. Very strange. It's just fun. I wanted to end it with some couple fun cards. Some fun stuff just to give everyone the season of how weird and creepy Christmas is. Just fucking kidding. Enjoy yourselves. This one's fun. He's like, here, come play with me. Come play with my naked little toys I have. He is.
Right by your head.
It's the weird facial expressions that they show in some of these that are like kind of like mischievous. Like there's something else going on. Like look at this one. This is outside the
just
window.
creeping through the window. He's like,
hello.
Yeah, your chimney's locked.
Yeah, I can't get in. You don't have a chimney.
Can you? I don't know. I don't know how. I'm gonna break your window.
That's what they had to start.
Open the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna break your window. That's what they started to say, right? It's like that. You know that's like, how was Santa Claus gonna get in? And he's like, oh, he's magical because eventually a lot of people stop having chimneys. I think we should bring it back because everyone wants to push this electrical shit until the fucking grid fails. That's fun. It's retarded Frosty.
Pushing it with
I
that
know,
word,
I know,
both
yeah.
you and I.
I know. It's true. YouTube.
What is wrong with his
YouTube
face?
tracks that shit.
What is that?
It's a mask, guys. Like paper
No.
mache mask.
What is that hair?
It's weird, eh?
Is that hair?
Paper mache. Paper mache. When you have nothing else and you're poor. All right, last one. This is
Two
just
people standing by a tree.
frightening masks. Okay, if you got before your fun fact, let me. If you've never heard this song, it's gonna be quite enjoyable for everybody. Let me share the screen and go there. Also share audio, and here we go.
This. We're gonna listen to this during the fun fact.
No, we're just listen. Yeah, fun, eh? Never heard that song?
Is that the end of the song?
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
very
it
short.
is?
Necro. He said he's like I wanted to. This song was inspired by Marvin Gaye saying "piss" on a track. So then Necro was making the beat, and he's like, oh, that's fucking fun. I'll do a whole song. It's a 1.5-minute song about piss, how people drink it, and the shit that he's like, he says baby eaters and stuff. I'm like, whoa, man, you really pushed the envelope. Hence why I listened to him when I was very young. So. Everyone, if you're on Rumble and stuff, comment. Tell us what you think about the mushroom shit. I would be interested if fans what they think about the connection to all that stuff. Obviously, subscribe and support, and give us 5-star rating reviews if you're listening. I would appreciate it very much. But let's
It's time for Billy's Fun Fact of the Day!
It's funny that you stole one because that reindeer one was actually part of my fun fact. That's why I knew that so quickly.
Really?
Yeah. Second one is actually so they had the reindeer whatever 1830 1835. Rudolph wasn't introduced till over 100 years later. So Rudolph wasn't
I knew
actually
that, yeah.
introduced till 1939.
Yeah.
It was just a marketing play.
Yeah.
It was just a Christmas story for kids, where that's where like a lot of these symbolisms and stuff come from something that happened so recently.
Yeah, I know.
But like it could still be absolutely like anything. Like Disney does that quite often, right? But I had another one. This one I liked more. Sorry, where'd it go? Oh yeah, Jingle Bells was originally actually a Thanksgiving song.
What?
It wasn't
Really?
for Christmas.
Weird.
Yeah. Turns out we first started dashing through the snow for an entirely different holiday. James Lord Pierpoint wrote the song called One Horse Open Sleigh for his church's Thanksgiving concert in the mid-19th century. In the 1857, the song was released under the title We All Know and Love and is still amongst one of the most popular Christmas songs. They just went, nah, we like it for this more.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's fun. I like it. Everybody subscribe and support. The fans won't notice it as much, but I know, it makes me sad. But obviously, like, the fans are going to still see us and hear a couple episodes into the new year. And then it won't be so much big of a pause of when Billy comes back on remotely. So we have big plans for the show in the new year. Obviously, Merry Christmas. I got a couple of sound clips to kind of end the show off, but not that one. Come on, what am I doing, man?
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Kiss your ass.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
So we have a lot of stuff coming in the new year. It's going to be a lot of fun with Billy being remote from the show. There's the ability that we might be able to connect more of the co-hosts, having Brett on with Billy, Aaron, and stuff like that. There's the ability we might be able to swing some kind of different live shows, a bunch of stuff, because it'll be easier, I feel like, for you not to travel. You can sit there on a microphone at home and have a couple drinks and actually get drunk with us and have a fun time. So everybody, subscribe, support, like, comment.
Jingle my balls.
Jingle Billy's balls. Fucking all hail Krampus. But yes, there's a lot of fun stuff coming in the new year, and I'm excited, and you should be too. We're gonna be diving into some deep conspiracies, some fun folklore stuff. I have many ideas rattling up inside this empty cage of nonsense in my
Christmas,
brain.
guys.
So Merry Christmas. One more time for it.
Bye, Billy.
He's leaving.